Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Taylor Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey video for the 81-82 season. And we have ourselves a very impressive conference stuff. The Campbell Conference, the Wells Conference. The playoff format has changed from 1979, where it was top three teams in each of the four divisions move on, and you win the division, you're in the quarterfinals. But this time, we have ourselves some fun. The top four teams in each division will face each other in the playoffs, even though that three of the four divisions are five teams instead of six. The top teams in each division right now are Minnesota, Edmonton, Montreal, and the Islanders. Minnesota up by 12 on Chicago, Winnipeg, and Toronto. St. Louis and Detroit. Sorry about that. My cat is making me laugh. Edmonton leading Vancouver by 16 points this month. With Calgary in LA. Sorry, my cat just wants to peer out of the window, even though that it's like cold outside. She's a strange kitten. Colorado, 32 points. Wales Conference, Montreal leads Boston by 6. Buffalo, Quebec, anything. Hartford falling. Excuse me. Islanders over the Rangers in the Patrick division. Washington and Philly. Pittsburgh's falling behind. Mike Bossy has 51 goals. Wayne Gretzky's got 59. Blake Stead has 48. Rick Middleton's fourth in goals, 44. Dennis Maruck with 44 himself. Brian Trottier and John Tonelli 6-7 in the scoring race. Uh, excuse me. Anyway, points wise, Gretzky 145. Mike Bossy has hit the 100 point mark. He's almost got an equal amount of goals and assists, just almost. Two more goals and assists. Denny Savard and Bobby Smith, 97 points. But man, Mike Bossy's been on fire. He is on fire. Kid is on fire. John Tonelli, 7th. Brian Trottier, 11th. Goals against Billy Smith, Rolly Muleson are 4-5. In this thing. Standings wise, we've played 60 games. We've played, well, Winnipeg's played the fewest with 59. The most of 63 by Quebec, Edmonton, Calgary, Colorado, and Toronto. Wow. First time in a while we haven't played the fewest games in the NHL. Our points percentage is 71%, which is pretty damn good. Uh, yeah, so the points percentages look right. We have scored 292 goals. Only Edmonton has scored 290 more than us, 297. And third place is Boston, I think, with 280. Yeah, we've given up 176. It's only us, Montreal, and Minnesota who've given up less than 200. Our home record's 21-4-4. Our road record 18-9-4. Goal scoring well. But Rossi has 51, all the way down to Ken Morrow, who has 1. But hey, a goal's a goal. I want to find out about Edmonton. Gretzky's at 59. Doug Hicks with a goal. Okay, Doke, Miss Coke. Highlights and all that. We have had 99 hat tricks, and the pitch ain't one. Hit me! Phil Mullen with a 4-goal game. We've had 14 games hit the 30-point magic number. We're going to go through the top 10 because they've hit 32 or more. Pittsburgh, Philly from October 11th when Pittsburgh was up 5-1 and choked it. Philly coming back from 3-0 down over St. Louis. Colorado, Edmonton 8-5. Doing his job. Yeah, that was the wrong thing. St. Louis Islanders from November 26th, where we blew that lead. Boston, Detroit from February 20th. So that came out there. A 13-goal game. Boston was up by 3 and choked it. As Gilles Chabert beat his former team. Rangers Boston on Halloween night, 7-6. Our 4-0 choke job to Calgary. And just recently, February 18th, Toronto was up 5-2 and choked it. The Hubert, Blaisdell, Fail, Osborne, and Murdoch. Defensive Tremblay. Fully. All right, so we are going through schedule. We are hosting the Chicago Blackhawks on February 23rd, the last week of February 82. We have Rolly the goalie against Tony O, who was good for Chicago in the 70s. He's still going strong, I guess. Murray Bannerman and Warren Skordowski are their backups. Billy Smith's our main guy. Something's wrong with him, I guess. But anyway, Mike Bossy, perennial 50 goal scorer, is your guy. Trots with his point totals. Clark Gillies, a good guy, number 9 on your programs. Tonelli and Nystrom, part of the 1980 Cup winner. Bob Bourne, Danny Potvin, who the others coveted as the number 1 pick in the 1973 draft, and who Montreal wanted to, and wanted to give 5 players to the others. They basically told them to F off. Brett and Dwayne, 2 of the 6 Sutter brothers with Rich, Ron, Daryl, and Brian. Gary was a goalie. He stayed to work on the farm. Anders Kalor, Butch Goring, who was the subject of the first major quote-unquote trade deadline deal, 1980, Kings to the Hells. Wayne Merrick, Mike McEwen, defenseman. Happy defenseman. He was happy until Don Cherry got to him. Thomas Janssen, Billy Carroll, Stephen Person, Hector Marini, Dave Longeman, Kenny Morrow, Miracle on Ice, Greg Gilbert, Gordon Lane. The Blackie Hawks with L.C. Cord, who used to play for Boston in our 79 pool. Doug Wilson, who was a great high-scoring defenseman, then went to San Jose and became an executive. Denny Savard, who the Blackhawks managed to get somehow in some freaking way, due to the fact that Montreal coveted Doug freaking Wickenheiser in 1980, and Winnipeg covered Dave Babbage. Savard did go to Montreal 8 years later. Tom Lysiak, former Flame, Grant Mulvey, Daryl Sutter, Tim Higgins, Rich Preston, Dougie Crossman, Ted Bully, Rich Kerr, who I think played in the 1930s and 40s, Peter Marsh from the WHA, Glenn Sharpley, Bobby Murray, Bill Gardner, Terry Ruskowski, Dave Hutchinson, Keith Brown, Rick Patterson, Greg Fox, Steve Lutzik, Pasta Harko, Flora Robideau, Jerome Dupont, and Dave Feimster. 1 minute later. Well, high-speed attack. Gilly gets whacked by Fox. And we have to kill the zone. Fuck. 4 minutes later. Gilly's Sutter. Oh, thank God for that. 4 minutes later. Yeah. On the slot. It's 44 from Gilly's. 2 minutes later. Ace from Potvin and Tonelli makes it 2 0. 2 minutes later. Up, reduced. Smack him good. Yes, Dennis from Rosenbach with the 2 0 shake, rattle, roll. 3 0 after 20 minutes. Trottier, Nystrom, and Potvin. Holiday Road. Holiday Road. It's not Clark Griswold, it's Clark Gillies. He's 24 from McEwen and Lunchman. Much later. Harrison. And they score, damn it. Bully for you. Ted Bully's 11 from Savard and Doug. Well, 4-1. 5 minutes later. Born to be wild. That's 21st from Kalor and Tonelli. We're at 5-1. We can do it. We can do it. Let's kill the clock. 2 minutes. Ken Morrow scores the second from Nystrom and Pearson. I would do the taunt, but I am not doing the taunt. We're up by 5. Sutter rattled him. Rattle. Damn it. Well, Chicago gets penalty. It's Lysia. Yes, that's Sutter. Clark scores from Pearl and Boston to 7-1. Yet again. Foley did score on the power play, but other than that, we had them for lunch, dessert, and the whole damn meal. February 24th. Right? What color? Yes, it did. Hey, I find Chicago goes to New York to face the Rangers and loses 6-4. Wheels Pittsburgh. Why do we always have to face Pittsburgh in these videos? We're 40-13-8. We'd have to go 14-3-2 to match our thing. Pittsburgh has to go 9-2-7. Anyway, Pittsburgh comes to town. And the Hatchetman, Billy Smith, back in the net against Michel Dion. Yeah, we always seem to play Pittsburgh in these videos. Gary Edwards, Paul Harrison, and Nick Ricci are your backups. Pittsburgh has Paul Gardner, Mike Buller, not the comedian. Well, Canadian fans, if you know, you know. Rick Kehoe, Pat Boutet, George Ferguson, great players. Peter Lee, OHL legend. Greg Malone, Rick McLeish as a Penguin? Yes, it happened. Randy Carlyle, who won the Norris Trophy in 1982 after the Leafs traded him, of course. Randy Carlyle. No, Greg Shepard, 79 Bruins. Doug Shedden, Mark Johnson, Miracle on Ice. Paul Baxter, Ron Shutt, Bobby Simpson, Andre St. Laurent. Pat Price, Pat Graham. Steve Gatzel, Jim Hamilton, Mario Forbert, Greg Hoffman, Ron Stackhouse, and Mark Cherney. 2 minutes later, into the game. It will be Control and it will be Shedden. It is. 7 combusting settle. 3 minutes later. It's a time for a goal and a time to make. Time, Pittsburgh, you gotta bake. Who's the boss? That's the boss. It's 52nd from McEwen and Merrick. 4 minutes later. It's a time for love and a time for goals. That is what a horse is a fool. His 53rd from Trotz. 1 minute later. Pittsburgh, Mark Johnson almost scored. Damn it. 2 minutes later. Enforcer? Action? Not yet? No penalty? Action. Steve Reich. 3 minutes later. Patterson. Sackles. Ponte. Damn it. We were looking for it. And Malone can't do it. And we're up 3-0 after 20 minutes. Pittsburgh's in trouble. March later. Oh, no. 4 minutes later. No. There you go. Gilly and Canelli is 41st, and Gillies and Faulkner make it 4-0. In trouble. 3 minutes later. Score! Holy St. Laurent, his second from Stackhouse, 4-1. They're going to go with Nick Ricci in the nets. They're trying to. Oh no, Pittsburgh takes the penalty. It's Pat Price. Off the slot from Harper and Canelli make it 5-1. We're looking pretty good. We got a penalty. It's Nystrom. And Rick Kehoe scores from St. Laurent, and Price make it 5-2. Hit. 5 more minutes. Price. Did we control it? Gillies down. Now? No! Trots. And they score. Shepard from Bullard and Carlisle, 5-3. They might do it. No. Pittsburgh scores 2 goals. Poor Billy Smith, but the Cupcakes win 5-3. McEwen, Buzzy, Tonelli, and Trotz are your goal scorers for us. I think we're on a winning streak. Colorado ties Vancouver. On a Saturday night, we are hosting Quebec. Calgary beats Philly on Hockey Night in Canada. Toronto beats Montreal on Hockey Night in Canada. What the fuck? Well, we face Quebec, and that will be the Hatchman, Billy Smith, against Danny Bouchard, former Flame, born-again Christian, the Quebec main goalie. John Garrett will be the backup with Michel Place, former Kansas City goalie, and Clint Malarchuk. Remember the name in 7 years, guys. Doing his job, too. Anyway, Quebec has Peter Stastny, Heck, they have Marion and Anton Stastny, so they have 3 Stastny brothers in their move from the Iron Curtain in Czechoslovakia to Quebec was massive. Michel Goulet, part of the Baby Bulls, but future Quebec and Chicago icon. Marc Tardif from the WHA with a newfound scoring pendant. He did play for Montreal in the real day. Real Cloutier from the WHA days. He actually scored the first 3 Quebec goals in team history. It was a hat trick, but they still lost. Dale Hunter, I had to spit because of his prowess with the London Knights. I had to spit again. Slava Freiser, Jacques Richard, the guy who was this hotshot guy from the Quebec League. Atlanta took number 2, but he failed miserably. Alain Cote, Mario Marois, Pierre Despuchette, Wolf Paymont, and did he go to Toronto? I can't remember. Pierre Lacroix, not the Pierre Lacroix who was the agent for Patrick Law. Norman Rochefort, later went to the Rangers. Moose Dupont playing for the Quebec Nordiques. I forgot Andre Moose Dupont played for the Nordiques. Basil McRae, Wally Weir, Yuri Gillis. They had to get rid of Fatorik. John Hamel, who 2 years later would be in deep trouble after being taken out by the Quebec player in '84. Gaston Terrien, Dale Hoganson, and we are underway. Un minute pursuit. It's a time for goals and a time to sing. The Islanders are really doing their thing. 1-0. His 54 from Carroll. Un minute pursuit. Like I said, Islanders Model. Here right. Here right. Fraser. Part of the boot. Thank you, pursuit. 6 minutes partout. Bushwood. Hello, rat de Bouchard à Trottier. No. Born to be wild. That makes it 2-0. His 22nd from Bossy. Bossy scoring seems to be he scores a goal, then he scores an assist. 2 minutes into it, correct? No. 2 more minutes. They're trying. 3 minutes later. Swimming Tonelli from Gillies with 3-0. 3 minutes later. No chance scoring? No. 5 minutes later. No. Tonelli tried to score. Quebec? No. No. He's trying to make it 4, but he can't. Cupcakes 3, Quebec 0. Trying to kill the clock. Nelson scores from Boring and Gillies. Makes it 4-0. 3 minutes later. Clark Gillies from Nystrom makes it 5-0. 12 minutes left. The knife will get the young Clint Malarchuk into the game. And Boring scores from Schlock to make it 6-0. Well. Just kill the clock, right? Oh, crap. I knew it. Billy Smith just couldn't have the hat trick. Real Cloutier just had to ruin it. He had 20 goals in 20 games. Now he only has 16 and went. Cloutier's fell off the map. And Goulet can't score. Well, small consolation. We win 6-1. Smith was 3 minutes and 11 seconds away from a shutout. And I think we really want him to have it. The 28th, we are on the road. Oh, no, we're not. Play Pittsburgh. It was like, we have to play Pittsburgh every time. Colorado beat Chicago. Oh, we're in Toronto. Okay, we're in Toronto. Well, we have a 14-point lead on the Island. The Rangers, Washington's at 62. Philly and Pittsburgh are fighting for that 4th playoff spot. Montreal looks good. Boston and Buffalo fighting for 2nd. Quebec from 4th, content to be 4th because Hartford is slumping. And the Smythe, Edmonton looks good against Vancouver, then Calgary and LA. Colorado sucks. Minnesota, Chicago, Winnipeg are fighting for second place. Minnesota looks good. Toronto's 55 points. They're looking good. Bossy's 54 is second to Gretzky. Blaine Stoughton's got 50 goals. 40 goal scorers: Dennis Maric, Rick Middleton, Brian Trottier. Trottier 6, Tonelli 7 goals. Messier, Barry Pedersen, Elsie Court, Marcel Dion, Lanny, Neil Brunn, and Marcel Lukwich has 40. Bobby Smith and Jurgen Persson and Dale Hawerchuk will probably get to 40 very, very soon. Points wise, Bossy second, Gretzky first, Denny Savard third, Bobby Smith fourth with 100 points. Tonelli's ninth with 93, Trotz is 11th with 90. Aaron Smith and Fuhrer. Billy Smith's now got the second best goals against 2-8. A two. So Denny Herron looking pretty good. 20 and 3. They're 18, 16, and 7 without him. Guy Fuhrer's third and goes against 284. The young 18-year-olds. Roy Millinson is fifth with a 288. Well, that's fine. That's fair. It's always fair, isn't it? Anyhow, I'm going to do